Have you ever canoed down a babbling brook?
No, but I have cried at a Taco Bell.
Oh, same thing. Listen up, campers.
It's time to buckle up, pitch a tent, and take a hike.
Because Camp Counselors is a variety show.
So prepare for a good old-fashioned kumbaya,
Weird news,
hot gossip,
and scary stories around the campfire.
so spooky.
Is this podcast even about camping?
No, but it is camp. This is Camp Counselors.
Hey, happy campers.
Welcome back to Camp Shady Birch.
It is week 98 here at camp.
And we are in the middle of the balmy summer months. No, it really is. It feels like the middle of summer. And I'm getting a little anxious because it's kind of flying by. I feel like it's true. As you get older, the years start to evaporate quite quickly.
The days are long, but damn, those years are short.
That's what they literally say about motherhood. So I don't know.
Well, hey, it's applicable, right?
No, it is. That's like me like fighting the urge to comment on all those. Like every time my friends complain about like motherhood, I always want to say that. And they're like gonna slap me across the face or like, you change a diaper at 3 a.m. bitch.
Literally, you don't know what it's like, Amy.
Listen, we didn't knock you up. Anyways, welcome back to the show. We have had the most insane, crazy week ever. We've been tubing down rivers, doing live stand-up, fighting wild animals, fighting melanomas from sun poisoning. We've like literally been at it, Counselor Jonathan, this week. It's been a real hoot and hollering week, no?
Some would say cuckoo bananas.
Yeah, I feel like I don't even know where to begin. So I think the best way to tackle getting you guys up to speed on what we've been up to is to just hit it chronological.
Let's hit it chronological, as we should.
Okay, so last week we traveled to Conway, New Hampshire, the Saco River specifically. So shout out our NH campers. And we went up there with a group of friends and we went down the river. Guys, it was so funny because on the drive up, like the last hour of it, you're off major highways and you're kind of doing these like back roads through these mountain towns. And this is so funny, you guys. There were so many like actual camps everywhere.
Oh my God, the one that we drove past, I was like, wait, this is Camp Shady Birch.
It's like, it was kind of crazy because it's exactly what I've always envisioned it to be
100%.
with like this gorgeous little like, I don't know, like mountainside lake beach with these like tubes and you could see cabins in the distance. And I was like, wait, I feel like this Camp Shady Birch in my mind is really New Hampshire.
I think so too. For a little while, you can't put it anywhere because it's a state of mind, but
Truly.
I really feel like Camp Shady Birch is in New Hampshire.
Well, it really set the vibes off. Hi, you guys. So we're headed up to Conway. We're there first because I just need to be everywhere first. I just don't want to like hang out. If we have a road trip and check-in's not till 4, I'm going to get there at noon. I just need to be around where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
And we went to this restaurant and I forgot what it was called. I should have looked it up.
Muddy Moose.
It was called the Money Moose. If you're on the vlogs on Patreon, you already know about this. But you're not going to believe, you guys. It felt like, once again, a restaurant that was based off of our podcast. They had a Camp Counselor chicken salad.
A sassy chicken something or other. I was like, wait, is this fucking play about us? Also,
What?
every employee in there is wearing like a camp counselor uniform. They're like in the polos with the khakis. Everything is looking uniform. They had a lot of people clocked in that day. I was kind of shocked. I was like, wait, why are there literally 50 of you? Everybody was doing something.
It was like a log cabin, Naughty Pine vibes. There was a dead bear on the wall, which I don't love, but it was outlined in red fabric. So I was like, you know what? If she's going to die, she's going to die in fashion.
Yeah, they said we're going to make it pop.
They said, that's Coco Chanel Cubby Bear. No, it was chic. So then, yeah, we checked into the cabin and, it was a couple drinks short of alcohol poisoning for 2 days. It was a lot of alcohol consumed. I'm not proud of it. I kind of feel very bloated. I've been bloated for like maybe 14 days.
But I feel like we knew that this was going to happen in the summer because this is what happens last summer too. And also we don't have the Peloton's not accessible. That's not an excuse. It's just like we had our routine of like wake up, get on the Peloton. Either I go on first, you go on first, and then the next one moves on, and then we just like start our day from there.
It just feels like summer is a time where people usually get super fit, and that's when I get super fat. Like, it's like there's just too many good treats to snack on and too many drinks to sip on, and I'm not gonna stop.
It's true. Good company, good fun, good music, good ingredients.
The whole point of going up to Saco, well, Conway, New Hampshire, was to go down the Saco River. We've talked about it before on the show. For $30, you can get into a van that has a trailer of inflatable tubes on the back, and a random man will drop you off 4 miles upriver and say, see you in a couple hours. And you just float down the river, down some small rapids, along some beaches, and you kind of just cruise. Jonathan, this was your first time ever doing Saco River. Any thoughts for the campers?
Bring sunscreen. Make sure you reapply. But I thought it was great. It was way smoother than my last one, which I've talked about a million times, so I'm not going to bore you with it again. But it felt organized, and I felt free and fun and ready for my day. Also, the phone cases. Okay, I feel like I prepared ahead of time. I brought a couple of the waterproof phone cases, because I feel like nobody really thinks about that.
Yeah.
Obviously, they sell them there in the gift shop. I don't know how much they were running for.
$15 a piece. You got 4 for $15.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So shop ahead of time. And also, campers, cannot stress enough the importance of a key float. You think they're not important until you drop your key at the bottom of a river, and then it becomes important, because how the fuck are you going to get home? You actually still have yours on.
And I didn't even drive that day, so I had no need to have mine on. I like the way it looks. It feels nautical.
Yeah, it does. You have the nice bright yellow one. It's basically like a spongy flotation device that if your key drops in the water, it'll just bob along the top, or at least be easier to find with a bright color.
Well, you know what? We were stupid, and we actually had at one point, I think, all 13 of us tied together, which you just shouldn't do on a river, because there's going to be issues with like tides and rocks and sticks, and max tie together 5 floats. And a real issue happened when Cassie, it was actually her birthday, she got stuck on a rock over the rapids, and her float like really washed up on a rock while the rest of us went down the rapids, and we were stuck against her. And then she eventually toppled over upside down, float overhead, ass over tea kettle, some would even say, into the rapids. And she did survive, by the glory of God. And you know what I thought was really funny? She had a Stanley Cup that went over as well. Would you believe, on a rushing river, a Stanley Cup will just float? It'll bob like an apple. I kid you not. This thing was bright pink, bobbing, straw up. So not only will those survive a fire in a car, they will survive like some sort of catastrophe on the river.
Her drink was still cold. Also, her lip gloss was bobbing around. I did get it. We were not being litter bugs. I grabbed it. I don't know if she used it. I kind of hope she didn't. But her lip gloss is, it survived.
Oh my God. 10 minutes into the river, I had my vape in my mouth.
Oh God.
And I dropped it, and I instantly screamed because I didn't have a backup vape on me. I had it at the house, and I'm addicted. And at some, I'm not proud of it. Okay. Like, I don't hear popcorn lung. I love popcorn, and you guys know that about me. So it's like, if I go in a really peaceful way. It could be a lot worse for me. So I drop it in the bottom of the Root Beer River, and I was already lit. And the first thing to do was, let me just hit it. And I hit it. And the juice.
Yeah.
No, I know. And it was sizzling.
Oh, no.
No, I know. And I think if I had popcorn lung before, now I have popcorn ball lung.
Caramel corn?
No one is making popcorn balls anymore. Do you remember those?
I do. They're kind of messy and hard to eat. Like they were always caramel corn. You can't make it with cheese.
No, a popcorn ball is with marshmallow.
What?
Yeah, it's like a snowball, but it's a popcorn ball, and it's popcorn base. I actually just I'm loving saying popcorn base, and you make it into like a little snowball, and it's marshmallow.
It's giving Rice Krispie with popcorn. I've never had that. In my head, the popcorn balls were always like the caramel corn that just kind of all stuck together, and they would make them into a little ball at Johnson's Popcorn. Any New Jersey natives out there they know on the boardwalk?
Oh my God, Johnson's Popcorn's so good.
Oh my God, it's so good. You get it?
So good.
Listen, there's a popcorn place. It's at the Jersey Shore on the boardwalk. You go up and you can say you want it open, and if you want your container open, they put it in like a big plastic tub type deal, but they'll put it in like a trash bag, a clear trash bag, and overflow it. So like the trash bag is filled with popcorn too.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. And if you ask for it closed, same price, but they close it cleanly. So you're getting like you're missing a quarter of your profit right there.
It's just so funny because even the movie theaters will sell you a $10 bucket of popcorn, and like the cost of popcorn is so cheap. So even when they're being generous, they're still making so much money, which I'm okay with because a good scoop of popcorn is delicious. So back to popcorn lung, I did hit the vape after it had submerged in the Root Beer River. It wasn't smart of me, but it was a messy trip. It was messy. I was drinking, I was eating, I was barking. It was bad. Because then what happened was we were day drinking, then we came back, and then it just continued on.
Yeah.
And then it's 12 p.m. and everyone's like, let's go down to the river from the Airbnb, past all these like actual houses where people live. And we're like gremlins, 12 of us, with little lamps walking down a wooded path with dead raccoons and skunks.
3 a.m. I did, hey, y'all on Patreon? Yeah. It's on Patreon.
You vlogged the walk too?
I vlogged. There's not a lot you can see. There's not a lot that's usable, especially
dark.
from the river. I have a 10-minute video in slow-mo that I filmed of my knees by accident. But hey, the usable footage, it's all there. I think it's so funny. And I'm just like so glad that that stuff got documented. It was a really good time.
Well, after a 2-day bender with all of my friends, the worst part is waking up when the Airbnb needs you to leave by 10 and the house it's not destroyed in the sense where anything is broken.
Never.
It's destroyed in the sense where there's just like everyone, just so much junk and trash, and everyone wants to bring food that you don't need. And I'm always, this is me. I am so against getting all these groceries before these trips because I know nobody's going to eat it because we're going to get pizza and everyone wants to bring chips and bread and jam and jelly. But then it's the morning of and no one wants to bring it home. And then they're looking at me like, oh, why doesn't the Airbnb owner want our used peanut butter? It's because they don't want it because it's unsanitary. And then I'm going to get fined if we leave it and it's under my name, but everyone wants to fight me on it when I told everybody, do not overbring food. So then you know what we did? At the end, I'm fighting people to bring home their leftover romaine lettuce.
True, but I will say the romaine lettuce was used in sandwiches. So I think bring staples for sandwiches and maybe salty chippy things and leave it at that. And then just put the rest of the funds into like alcohol and good times, you know?
The alcohol didn't go to waste. I just wish instead of making sandwiches, I wish we would have went to Jersey Mike's because I'm having a Jersey Mike summer. You guys are having a Brat summer. I'm having a Jersey Mike summer. It's just, they're not the same.
No, I haven't had Jersey Mike's until we got here and I'm not mad at it. I think it's because I've been a loyal Wawa girl, a Wawanista for so long.
But like Wawanista. We are obsessed. Someone said that before?
Probably, but if not, yeah, I should trademark that. But I really wish that they would do things a little bit closer. I think New England would love them. They got them down in Tennessee now. They have some in Texas and Florida. They've always been, but
yeah, I think Cumberland Farms will not allow it.
Cumberland Farms. When am I ever going there for a sandwich? See, that's the opposite. Wawa was a general store that made sandwiches that then had gas. Cumberland Farms was a gas station that then sold sandwiches. There's a difference. So let's recognize that.
You are correct, but I just don't feel the passion that you feel about this because Wawa's not here, baby. So get used to it.
Hey, I'm used to it. That's why we're having a Jersey Mike summer.
I know. It's been a fun week. Yeah, we did that. And then we came back home right after and I immediately set into panic because I had my 2 Boston shows last week. And the 2 days before I do any sort of comedic performance, I start crying and throwing up and shitting every single day. I have nausea. I have IBS flare-ups. I think I'm not funny. I get nervous. I'm like, do I have COVID? Nope, that's just anxiety setting in. It was a mess. But the shows went on and they killed it. They crushed it.
You did so great.
2 sold out shows in City Winery Boston. I've had 5 live shows now. Yeah. I feel like I can really call myself a true comedian now.
You are. Hey, you're a funny bitch.
Thank you so much. And thank you for being there and supporting. And thank you to all of the campers that showed up. You guys showed every time I mentioned like Cam Culture's podcast during the set, the room was
crazy.
Insane. We had campers from Massachusetts, Rhode Island, all of New England. We had people coming in from New York, Virginia. We had people coming in from Canada. Someone drove in, up to 2 people came in from Canada. I think 4 people came in from Michigan.
Wisconsin. I was like, oh my God.
And you guys are incredible. We are wearing 2 shirts today from Kelly. Kelly Candido, Kelly Hem, at Kelly Hem. Jonathan, what does your shirt say for the audio listeners?
Mine says, ask me about my inability to experience brain freezes. And she made me another downstairs and it says #justice for Clarabelle Cow.
I love it. And I'm wearing one that says, Shop small, support your local grocer. And you know me, I'm always going to support my local grocer.
And they
So
came with
sweet.
really, really sweet, like they
So
came in a
sweet.
bag that was customized. And it wasn't just like people made us boondoggle keychains. It was actually the girls that Monday when we talked about the not leaving your AOL Instant Messenger logged on. She had came back and commented. She was like, "Oh my God, this was literally me. I was the one who made you a boondoggle keychain that says Camper Crush of the Week, which I still have in my bag." It was just very cool because it was your show. But then like I came to help with the meet and greets and people just wanted like pictures with both of us. I was like, wait, that was crazy cool and unexpected. And the love was just like unmatched.
No, it's like, it's actually, I say this all the time, but the love at these shows is genuinely palpable. No, like so many gifts from so many people and so many great stories. So if you've come to one of my shows, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you got your money's worth. I believe you did. I would hope you did, but it's been a dream come true. My whole family came night one.
Whole family came.
Both my parents and all of my siblings with their like wives and husbands and stuff. So like it was crazy to perform my butch drag in front of my older brother, who's like the machoest man I've ever met, and have them like piss in their pants laughing. It's hard. Like I love my family so much. I've said it 100 times. I'm very different from them. And I feel like we all have like, I don't know, very different opinions on a lot, as a lot of us probably do. But they all showed up and we all put our differences aside and we just had a good time. And I got to go to the bar after the meet and greet with my family and get drunk with my mom, my dad, and all my siblings at 11:30 in Seaport, Boston. And I'll never forget it. And my dad's right. He's like, I don't know. We've never had a night at a bar, all of us together ever in our whole life.
It was really, really cool to like, because I've seen your show as many times as we've like run it and all of your live shows. So when you came out, I was just like looking at like your family and their faces. It was so like, it was nice. It was a really great moment. And I was like paying attention to all your siblings. I'm like, okay, what brother is going to laugh at this one? And they were giggling, cackling, so supportive, amazing. Your dad's like, literally cheering, like fist in the air, like, woo, woo, woo. I was like, oh my God. Very cool.
It's been like 5 years of doing this and like having them like, I think they understand it, but they didn't understand it. And it's like, everyone didn't know how long I was going to be able to pull this off for. I think for a long time, even when I first quit, Joe's my manager, when I was like, I put my 2 weeks in because I was like TikTok's taking off for me. And this was this summer of COVID when I was going back to work. She was like, I don't know if you should. Like, I think this is all going to go away really fast and you're not going to have a job. And here we are 5 years later.
Don't let anybody tell you that, campers, okay?
Truly, truly.
If you work hard and you fight for it and you do the damn thing, there's room at the table for everybody. Just don't let anybody tell you that you can't do anything.
Yeah, you got to believe in yourself. And yeah, and then night two, all my best friends came. So it was like, it was really the hometown shows. Boston's amazing. And if you're interested in seeing some of my live shows, I'm waiting on final contracts to come back, but I will be touring across pretty much the entire country. I think 12 major cities.
Oh yeah.
This winter, I probably shouldn't announce that yet, but I didn't say anything official. But we're just waiting on the last two venues to come back and clear dates, and then things will be released. So I'll be there. John will be with me as always. And thank you for listening to our show, and thank you for coming to the shows. So yeah, that's all I have for the shows. Did you want to tell your story now? What happened to you yesterday?
Oh yes. So shortly before, okay, we're taking a hard left turn. I hope you're wearing your seatbelts. Hard left turn. So a couple days before we left for the show, you had opened the trash can, and the trash can outside
of the Airbnb that we're staying at.
Yes.
Okay, you know, we're like not home right now.
And you were like, did you just throw trash out and you're like raw dogging it?
Remember last week when we had the Slurpee cups?
It was that day.
Yeah, I was like, why are the Slurpee cups not in a bag thrown in the trash? We would never do that, especially not at our own home.
I would never, especially coming from New York City where it's like we have the rats. Like I'm very, and I would never do that in this house. But the thing is, there's a giant rock, like a really, really heavy rock that we've been using on top of it because that's where it was when we came to the Airbnb. And I assumed it was for wind or whatever. I don't know. But it was on top of the trash can still. So then I'm like, kind of psyching myself out. I was like, well, I was the one who took the trash out. I would never have done that. But there's a rock on top of it. So I don't know what would have happened. Was I like, you know, in a crazy dazed state? But then I opened the trash and I was like, no, there's like, I would never do this. Okay, I also rebagged it. I'll just say that I literally tipped it over, climbed in it, rebagged all the shit that was poured out of it, and fast forward to after your show, right? So yesterday, I'm here. If you're watching on YouTube, in this little upper loft where Buffy loves to sleep. She's sleeping behind the camera, not helping us. So thank you, girl.
Buffy, how are the levels of the voices? Oh, she's not clocked in.
Not clocked in. She said, matter of fact, I just clocked out. So I'm taking care of her cat litter. I'm sifting through it. You know, I'm looking at the doubloons and everything I'm collecting. I'm putting it in my knapsack.
Just be for real for 1 second.
I can't. And then I put it in the bag and I go to take it outside. The rock is still in the trash can. So I move the rock over to the recycling bin. I open the trash can to be greeted by a raccoon with anger in his eyes, hate in his heart, and a clenched fist. I swear to God, he was wearing a fedora. And he reaches, oh my God, it scared the shit out of me. He hissed at me. I think he called me the F slur, but I don't know. He kind of mumbled it. He jumped up out of the trash can and grabbed my shirt with his nubby little paws. It felt like I was dreaming for a second or having a nightmare. I don't know. I was like, did I take magnesium? Is this a nap? And I closed it and I started freaking out. I'm screaming. The next door neighbors are looking out the window. They're like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" I had to play it off. I was like, "Yeah, I'm super good. Sorry, there was like a raccoon or a homophobic bully that's in this trash can. I have no idea what to do." You're waiting on a package. You're like, "Did my package come?" I send you a voice note, frantically panting. My legs were like shaking.
I know. You sent me a voice note and I was back at the mechanic getting my car fixed again. I refuse to speak on this matter anymore.
Again, with the brakes. I'm done.
It was under warranty. I didn't pay any more money. I heard your comments that I was scammed. I'm very aware. It's just kind of my culture at this point to be scammed at the mechanic. You send me a voice note after being assaulted by a raccoon, and I have never heard your voice tremble or be as like hyped up as it was now. And I didn't save it. I wish I would have hit keep.
I wonder if it's still on my phone. Maybe.
No, it doesn't, because you have to hit keep too. It's like, just keep it.
Well, here's the thing. I went into content creator mode, and I did vlog my initial thing right after I sent it to you. So I have my initial, I was all shook up. It's in the vlog, patreon.com/campcounselors. And what also is on the vlog is when Zach and our friend Mia came home shortly after that.
Well, it was funny because Mia picked me up from the mechanic so we could go to the beach together. So we were going to stop by here to get the chair. But then we came back and now we have this like raccoon saga. So she's like, "Oh, baby, I'm sad. Let's handle this raccoon issue before we go to the beach."
Because what I had done.
So now she's involved.
Right. So what I had done was left the rock off of the top of it because I was like, he's going to hop out. If he can jump up to grab my shirt, he can hop up to jump out. And then Mia was like, "Well, is it still in there? Is he still in there? Because it's hot out today and he might need our help." So obviously, like, it's an animal. We still want to, handle it, whether they have rabies or not, but we have to be cautious about it. We're like, what do? Do we call animal control? We're kind of like far off the grid. So I don't know how long it's going to take for someone to get here. I'm like, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. I go to the shed. I grab a sweep, a room that's like the furthest pokey thing that I can muster up. And Zach standing on the deck with Mia. Well, Mia was being brave. I was like, "Mia, stop. Like, where are you going?" Like,
you're a mother, Mia.
I put my Crocs into sport mode.
You had to.
And I was ready for whatever came my way. However, it did take a full 15 minutes for me to hype myself up to tip the trash can over, because I was afraid if I opened it to look in to see if he was still there, he was going to jump up and grab me again, considering the fact I'm aware he's capable of doing said thing. So I knocked the trash can over in the wrong direction. It kind of pins itself up against the recycling bin next to it. So the flap can't even open. So now I'm like, okay, so if he's still in there, 1, we can't check, and 2, he's really stuck and now he needs our help. So I push it out of the way. We have it open. We open the little flap. You're trying to peek in. It doesn't look like anything's in there. But then I open the lid and hey, he was in there.
I know. And he was at the bottom of the trash can, you guys. And there's no bag, like we said before. And he's breathing really heavy. And he looks exhausted. And he's so cute. We have all this on video. It's going to go on the vlog, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you're on Patreon, you'll see all this. And we'll put a little picture up on the Instagram post today as well. And I just now I felt sad.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we had to get him out.
We tipped it enough. He probably had the worst headache over. And I felt really bad, but there was nothing I could do. He probably has rabies, and I'm sorry. I'm just not trying to have that in my journey. We've been having a lot a lot of great days, but some of the bad luck things that have happened, I'm like, this, I can't add that to my repertoire. The margin of error has been filled. I'm sorry.
We keep saying that on this trip, the margin of error has been filled and it's overflown actually, because everything weird and annoying that could happen happens every single day to us. It's like, oh, could that happen? Oh, no, it's going to happen. So being bit on the final days of this trip by a rabid raccoon would happen by the way the summer is going.
100%. So I tipped it the right way. And he made his grand exit. And I felt bad because he was not a fast runner at all.
He was he was pinned in a summer trash can. And guys, PM Shady Birch, we're very aware of raccoons at the dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
But as you guys know, that is a bit. Not as speaking the bit into existence. A raccoon grabbed Jonathan by the shirt and called him the F slur. And that's a true story. Maybe some parts have been embellished, but the grabbing of the shirt was real.
He had a gold tooth and a knife in his pocket. That could have just been something from the trash can.
That was just the can of Buffy's cat food.
I think that's what he was attracted to, honestly. But I just don't understand, like, how I'm assuming he shifted the rock on the top and got in. Because every time I've gone out, I've made sure that that rock is in place. And it was still there when he was in there. That's why I was so confused. But it has been so long since I have been like shook to my core in person, like not from a night terror that's caused by magnesium.
Because it was such a surprise. Like you had no idea that was coming. Like that's like the ultimate surprise, babe.
And in broad daylight too. How dare he?
Yeah. Well, listen, he was sick and he was hungry, and you put your differences aside and said, "I don't care if I was attacked. I'm going to save this man's life."
Yeah.
We don't need animal control. We are in control.
Yeah. For once in our lives. This episode of Camp Counselors is sponsored by Liquid IV. The summer heat is here, and your favorite summer treat could be giving you extraordinary hydration. Liquid IV has become my summer BFF with refreshing summer flavors like Popsicle Firecracker and Rainbow Sherbet. As you know, Counselor Zachariah and I are in New England for the summer, and I have this fanny pack that I carry around everywhere with me, and I keep a stick of Liquid IV in there when I'm on the go. Also, we're partying more outdoors, a little bit more than usual, and that comes with dehydration. So my Liquid IV has really become a staple for us during our coastal counselor era. We gotta stay hydrated. So whether you're soaking up the sun on the dock, serving it up on the volleyball court, or watching Sandwich's live music festival at the amphitheater, Liquid IV is here to keep you motivated and hydrated. Cool off your summer with reimagined flavors of iconic treats like Rainbow Sherbet and Popsicle Firecracker. They also have so many other great flavors like acai berry and lemon lime and pina colada, so many more. They have sugar-free options as well. Tear, pour, live more. One stick plus 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone. Powered by Live Hydroscience, an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink. Indulge in hydration this summer with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code CAMP at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code CAMP at liquidiv.com.
Attention campers, please meet at the old flagpole under the tall pine for morning announcements. Welcome back to morning announcements, campers. As always, this is the news you might have missed that we want you to spread like wildfire. Jonathan, what is on the docket today?
Okay, campers, for our first order of business, we are tuning in to CTV News Montreal. So I don't know how to say this girl's name and I feel bad. I'm going to attempt it once and then I'm going to give her a nickname. So the woman in the story we're talking about, her name is Marise Chause.
Can I read it?
It's French. It's that one at the top. Don't scroll. He's going to scroll and read the story and spoil it for us. You're going to spoil your appetite at the very top.
Oh, Marise Chause.
Okay, so I'm going to call her Mary or Mare Bear.
Mare Bear.
This woman named Mary pulled into her driveway to find someone else was parked in her spot, which is very unusual. She lives in a house, not an apartment. She's like, this is weird. Who's at my house and why? And that's when she heard splashing from the backyard. So she's like, what the fuck? Walks around the backyard to find a family of 5 strangers in her swimming pool. There was a young couple and 3 little girls, and they were like, hey. She's like, hi, Who are you? Why are you in my pool? They go on to tell her that they had paid $35 an hour on the pool rental app Swimply, where their pool was listed. Have you heard of Swimply?
Yeah, I've actually considered doing it. It's pretty expensive, to be honest. And there's like a lot of really crazy rules because you're renting from people's pools. So they have their own rules. And I get it. It's all insurance based. But in my opinion, I've never found a Swimply that I thought was worth it. They're like 3 people, can't have any loud music, no drinks around the pool, not even bottled water. I'm like, so what am I just sitting there? I'm not getting it for exercise, babe. I'm trying to vibe.
And that's my question is, what do you do? Obviously, people are peeing in the pool. That's just like, that comes with the territory,
Guys,
especially if
I've
you're renting it
pissed in
out.
every pool I've ever been in. If you invite me over, I'm starting the day off peeing in your pool. And someone's grossed out right now, I don't care, babe.
He'll start, I'm not kidding, he'll start the day off out of the pool and he'll just piss into the pool like a urinal. What do you do if you have to poo? You just go in the yard? You go into the stranger's home?
Oh, you mean if you're a guest? Yeah, exactly. What if I have to go to the bathroom on the Swimply app?
Okay, so that's not just the confusion that's here. We have a lot of question marks that are going on. Hopefully we can address some of them.
Okay, sorry.
The family's like, no, you have your house listed on here. And Papa Bear gets out and he's wearing a little Speedo. He has a 6-pack, really attractive guy. And he towels off his hands on a soft cashmere towel. I'm getting the word count. I don't know any of this. But the guy's like, here, this is the listing of your house with photos of your backyard with your pool. And here is our email that says that we're allowed to be here for like the next 5 hours because we paid for it.
Of course, so he's confused too.
And then the woman looks at the listing and immediately recognizes the name of the lister. And it was a former tenant who had moved out of that house in 2022. So this random girl who used to live at this woman's house, I'm not sure if it was with Mary. It might have been Mary's roommate that then left because Mary is a homeowner. Or if she had just rented it out to this woman and then Mary moved in 2022. But either way, this random woman is making money currently off of a house she used to live in by renting out their pool.
She's using like old photos from when she used to live there.
Uh-huh.
That's so crazy.
Yes, she is. And now Mary's like, well, how many times has this happened? So she's looking at the reviews of her listing. People have been going to her pool when she's not home. She had no clue this whole time that, because she didn't have a camera set up in the back. Now she does. But she's like, that is so creepy and unsettling to think that all my pool problems and how crazy that I had to shock my pool and all that shit. She had just cleaned it that day and moved the ladder out of the way. And she was like, when she got there, the ladder was moved back, which then posed another problem. What if she did shock the pool or put chemicals in the pool? And this family of 5 thinks that the homeowner knows that they're coming over. They get in with their little kids. There's chemicals in the pool when you're not supposed to be swimming in it. You know, that could pose a whole issue too.
That's very true, babe.
So it's not just a trespassing issue. So
it's a safety concern.
Exactly. The listing said that parties are not allowed. However, loud music is allowed. Smoking is absolutely allowed. Alcohol was totally fine. Pets, absolutely allowed as long as you pick up after them. So this girl, I don't know if something ended bad with Mary or if she just didn't care to change the settings, but she was like, party people, come on over. No parties, but loud music, go for it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is not simply behavior. And she's really pushing the needle on what you can do.
Literally.
Illegally, of course.
So then Mary reports it and she tried to like contact Swimply and she tried to contact the police, but the police were like, there's not a whole lot we can do from our jurisdiction, which I get. It's like kind of a complicated situation. And the family was, the family and Mary are totally cool. They're on the same boat. They're like, this is weird. This shouldn't have happened. Sorry. Let's try to fix the situation.
But also we have 4 hours left on the reservation.
So like, do you have snacks? Or like, my daughter has to poo. Like, can we remedy that situation first? So then it wasn't until, and we've talked about this before, where situations like this happen. It wasn't until the Canadian CTV News got involved when Swimply was like responding to the situation.
Of course.
And Swimply said, the trust and safety of our community is paramount plus, some would say. We are committed to creating a secure environment for both guests and hosts, adding that the company, quote, has a robust system in place to prevent, detect, and respond to fraudulent activities. But other people have found that this statement from Swimply is not true. So separate situation, May 2024. This guy, his name is Eric Toon, and his wife is Catalin. And they had put their Catalin. Catalin. So they had put their Santa Barbara house up on the market. And 1 week after, their pool was listed on Swimply using photos from the Zillow listing. So this wasn't even somebody that knew them. This was somebody who was making money off of their Zillow listing photos by renting out their pool with the address and everything like that.
What legal charge would that be?
This is when it's becoming complicated, but apparently this year it's happening more than it ever has.
Grand larceny?
Breaking and splashing.
Grand Theft Aqua.
Eric's pool guy texted him when he wasn't home. He's like, hey, did you know there's a family of strangers in your pool that are telling me that they're paying $45 an hour to be here? And they obviously weren't home, Eric and his wife, Catalin. NBC Los Angeles reached out to Swimply regarding this case. And according to them, the company does not confirm the person listing the property owns it. So how is that possible? Like Swimply's like, yeah, people can list it, but we're not confirming if they actually own this property or not. Like, why? Like, what is the process for an Airbnb to prove that you have the ownership to the house?
You probably do have to show some sort of like deed.
So then they were like, let's get these people caught up in a lie because something is fishy here. Swim? Fish?
I know I got it.
Oh, okay. You just didn't laugh. So
I didn't laugh, but in my head I went, ha ha, clever. But I wasn't. Did you want me to just give them away or do you want to feel good about them when you get them?
No, that's true. That's true.
Okay.
I get it. It's funny. It's not funny. Ha ha.
No, yeah. It's something to be funny about laughing out loud.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay. So Swimply responded and they were like, oh my God, not another news article reaching out to us.
Please, lunch break.
And they're like, okay, so here's what happens, guys. Once a listing is posted, it's not immediately put up. It's not immediately searchable. It's not completely up on the site. The people have to wait 24 to 48 hours where it is going through our system to find and remove like bogus listings, again, within 24 to 48 hours. But that's not what happened with Eric, obviously, because Swimply did not remove his fake listing until he had reached out to NBC News. He said, they can talk till the cows come home that they protect you, but I don't believe it. So NBC Los Angeles was like, let's do an experiment. I kind of love when the news, they do this.
I love when they do like a little like, I don't know.
Yeah, they're like, let's get into it. Let's get involved here.
Yeah, because this is journalism.
This is journalism. So they have it's called the I Team.
I was going to say Eyewitness News.
Yeah, it's like the I Team. So this is a quote directly from them. Quote, the I Team was curious about Swimply's fraud detection. So we teamed up with our sister station in the Bay Area. Our producer listed a backyard pool for rent, but the property is owned by an NBC executive in the Bay Area. In turn, a Bay Area intern posted our producer's Los Angeles rooftop patio for rent. So basically, they're like switching. They're like, you post our property, we'll post your property separately. We're like giving each other verbal permission to do it for the experiment, but let's just pretend that we're stealing each other's photos from the internet and see what happens. And both properties were listed immediately. They were not put on a 24 to 48 hour hold, and they were completely searchable on Swimply's site, and the listings were up for weeks. Even after alerting Swimply of their experiment, our fake listings were still on the site until we were the ones to take them down.
Oh my God. So Swimply is run by one man, and his name is Senor Swimply, and he's doing his best.
He's Swimply not doing enough.
Because the idea is good. It's not working.
It's not working. And it's something that I never thought of. Somebody putting your own pool up for rent without your permission and getting paid to do so. Like, legally, what do we do from here? You know, as part of the team, I feel like I'm involved. I've involved myself now. All of us campers are involved. We can't just turn a cold shoulder to it. We have to figure out what to do. And I'm not sure what that is. So maybe we can have a think tank in a rented pool that we'll find on Swimply.
That's all we can do.
That's all we can do. But that was my morning announcement.
Do you want to tell us the article name now?
Oh, yeah. You deserve it. You guys, hey, if you're still listening, you deserve to know the title of this, which is Montreal area woman shocked to find family rented her pool without her consent.
Shocked as in she shocked her pool.
Yeah. See, I would get that joke. I'm not sure if other people would have got that, but
no, I got it. It connected for me.
Yeah. So there's that. Also, if you've ever used Swimply, genuinely, like, what was your experience like? Because I've never used it. It always kind of sketches me out. And I honestly, at this point, I don't plan on it.
I have the app downloaded on my phone. I've looked at it time to time. All the pools in New York are in Queens.
Oh yeah, we were gone. That's right. Our first summer, we were gonna do that. I
Yeah.
totally forgot. Well, now I'm like, does the homeowner know we're there? Who knows?
Yeah.
So, what is your story? Take us away.
My story is titled Olympian Georgia Villa, the Italian gymnast sponsored by Parmesan.
Okay.
I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this, but I'm obsessed with the story. I found this article specifically on time.com by Ko Iwi. There are a lot of things you can call Georgia Villa. Italian gymnast, newly minted Olympic silver medalist, and probably the world's most famous cheese ambassador. Together with her 5 teammates in Paris on Tuesday, the 21-year-old secured Italy's first Olympic medal in gymnastics in nearly a century during the women's all-around artistic final, which Team USA won. But beyond her athletic accomplishments, it's her unusual sponsorship deal that the internet is gushing over. So, as you guys know, if you're listening in real time, the Olympics are still up and at 'em.
Mm-hmm.
And Team USA is slaying it. We love our gymnast team. We love Simone Biles. She's killing it.
She's killing it. Love Simone.
And she's like the most decorated like gymnastics Olympian of all time now.
She's like, look at me, I'm a fucking Christmas tree. I'm so decorated.
But Italy did, in their entire team, like did come in second place this year.
Yeah.
And I think it was 92 years since they've like placed.
Hey, the Olympics have been going on for like a super long time. Have they been going on since they started in Athens?
The Olympics, the Bible was actually written during break at the Olympics.
I cannot wrap my head around that.
No, I know. It's incredible. So Villa began working with Parmigiano Reggiano,
Oh, so big cheese.
Big Cheese, the official consortium of authentic Parmesan cheese producers in 2021.
So we're not talking wood pulp.
No, this is as real as it gets. This is Italian Parmigiano Reggiano. So she's secured this sponsorship in 2021, according to an announcement by Italian marketing agency Impresa Esport, which hailed the partnership as confirming how the combination of Parmigiano Reggiano and the world of sports is indissoluble. That's a weird word. In terms of authenticity, quality, and energetic value, both in sporting activity and correct nutrition. So Big Cheese is like, listen, you think this is crazy, but athletes need cheese and cheese needs athletes.
I love that. That's so...
It's energetic.
It does feel right for it to be like Italy.
Yeah.
And the gymnast.
So Parmigiano Reggiano says Parmesan is suitable for a sports diet. And Villa is not the only Italian athlete it has sponsored. Others include tennis player Jannik Sinner, fencer Matteo Neri, and basketballer Nico Menonian.
See, with fencing, that could be a really cool commercial. Or if they do like little snippets to like show their sponsorship, because he can take his sword and cut the cheese.
Did you hear about the fencer from the Olympics, the pregnant one?
No.
I feel terrible that I don't know her name or what country she was working with. She's just from, I guess.
No,
No, but
oh my God.
This story could be complete fallacy, but that's up for you to decide. I believe she won, and when she won, when she took her whole like garb off, she was 7 months pregnant. How incredible!
Wow.
That's mother.
That's mother. Is the baby okay?
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Is the baby okay?" I'm like, "Baby, she placed. I don't care. She wouldn't have done it if the baby wasn't okay."
I'm sorry, that baby for the rest of their life is gonna be like, yeah, I was in the Olympics, bitch.
Yeah.
Before I was in utero winning.
Yeah, 7 months. That's a baby.
Yes.
That's a baby. And that baby was in the Olympics. So shout out to her. But I don't think she has this incredible sponsorship, unfortunately. But yeah, Villa for her part clearly is dedicated to her grind, or should we say rind. They wrote that joke.
Oh, that's clever,
I know.
girl.
I had to keep it in. Across at least 20 posts on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok between April 2021 and December 2022, she has posted sponsored content showing off wheels, blocks, and bite-sized packets of Parmesan. She said, "I'm very happy to be a part of the great Parmigiano Reggiano family. She wrote in a post in April 2021, "Since I was a child, I've always loved this amazing product, a symbol of excellence in Italian culture." So what's really funny about this, you guys, is that she doesn't really post anything currently. Like when they were doing well, someone deep dived and kind of found this on her account.
Right.
And as a content creator who does like brand partnerships, I can see how like this is really funny because to the untrained eye, it kind of just looks like she's just posting a lot of cheese content, but I think she was under contract to post X amount of posts. And some of them are really great. And I'm sure you've seen the iconic ones where she's like doing a split on like 4 cheese wheels, or she's like,
oh, that's creative.
She's backflipping over a cheese wheel, or at one point she's just hugging a giant piece of cheese.
Oh my God, did they have it like a medal?
No, they didn't.
Oh, they should fucking do that.
See.
And then in the wax, the rind, they could like brand like the Olympic, Olympic hoops.
They need you on the team for marketing.
Get me on the team. So does Swimply, honestly.
But then she's like, just like at one point on the TikTok, and she's just like nibbling on cheese, doing her errands. Like, it's just like generally that's her contract.
The way that Parmesan cheese feels in my mouth is otherworldly. I'm very picky with cheeses. I don't love a crumbly cheese, but I like possibly a crumbly cheese. I love a melty cheese, but if it's too melty and creamy, I'm out.
Yeah, you're very specific when it comes to cheese.
A stinky sharp? Absolutely not. A sharp stinky? Possibly. So there's a fine line that's also wider than my ass. So it's like, I fall everywhere on the spectrum, everywhere all at once. But Parmesan cheese, doesn't it feel like it's enhanced with Pop Rocks?
I don't like it, but when we go to Boca de Bacco in New York, at all 3 locations, they do give you 2 generous pieces of pepperoni, a couple pieces of Parmigiano Reggiano, and a couple olives, and you always eat the cheese. You love a crumbled Pop Rock Parmigiano Reggiano.
I do, but that's the thing is I can't put that whole piece. I have to take small nibbles because if you take a smaller nibble, it tastes completely different.
Really?
Does cheese affect you like that? Maybe my taste buds are a little diswired. Unwired?
Yeah. No, I think it's diswired.
Yeah, maybe I should restart the modem on that. But if I take a big bite out of cheese, it tastes different than if I were to take a smaller nibble.
Yeah, but I think you'd be great with this contract because you love that kind of cheese.
I do, and I have to be honest, campers, I haven't really seen anything from the Olympics. I've kind of seen clips on TikTok, but I haven't really been online that much.
That's sad.
Yeah,
I've seen
maybe
so much of it.
I haven't. I really haven't.
You got to seek it out because this is your country. And like sometimes we all have really mixed feelings about the United States, but this is the time when we all come together and we're like, well, listen, this is like who we are.
I know.
And we're representing what we do, and we do it all.
Yeah. But
we sent 569 bad bitches to Paris.
You're so right. And I need to be up to par with it.
No, you have to step up.
I do. But when I get to my camper crush, you'll understand why.
Well, at this point, it's very unclear if our girl Villa still has a partnership because she hasn't posted. But I think with this resurgence of incredible content, Parmigiano Reggiano is going to be reaching out to renew that contract.
Oh, absolutely. But would you not agree that they're getting their money's worth with whatever they paid her for us to be talking about it now?
Totally. You know, it's funny. I love seeing all the information or all the news bites about all these different athletes. Like I saw this guy, he was like from Turkey and he was in some sort of like shooting sport. And he went in there, he got second place, and he's like an older gentleman, and he shoots the gun, and he's got no glasses on, no no ear protection, one hand in the pocket with a rifle, just shooting, and he got silver. It's like he's like, I'm just that good. He's like, I'm just showing up.
They should do. I wonder what that is. They should do one. Now this does sound dangerous, but I'm just I'm putting it out there. Kind of like a quick draw, like old Western, like spaghetti Western, where they do the, you know, but they shouldn't have, obviously not a real gun. Like maybe whoever's can do it the fastest. I don't know how they would measure that. So
the Olympics is real sports. When you want to get a little bit more fun and whimsy athletes, that's when we contact Red Bull.
Right.
Red Bull steps in. They're like, okay, we will do like the cardboard boat race. Like,
oh my God.
We'll do the greasy pole running across and getting the beer at the end. Like Red Bull does that.
And the log runs where everybody stands on a log on a river.
That's Red Bull.
Yeah.
So Red Bull will do your Western quick draw for you.
Okay.
We'll contact them.
For sure.
This episode of Cam Counselors is sponsored by Factor. Warmer, sunnier days are here, campers. The birds are chirping, the blob is inflated, and I'm feeling healthy and fueled up thanks to Factor's no prep, no mess meals. We have been Factor fans way before we had the sponsorship. Now you can meet your wellness goals this summer thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals. Every fresh, never frozen meal is dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from a weekly menu of 35 options, including popular options like Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, or Vegan and Veggie. Also, discover more than 60 add-ons every week, like breakfast, on-the-go lunch, snacks, and beverages to help you stay fueled and feeling good all day long. I love food. I always want to eat, but as soon as lunchtime rolls around at Camp Shady Birch, I'm busy. I'm sweeping cabins. I'm looking for hornets' nests. But a nutritious Factor meal is right there and ready for me to eat with no prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. What are you waiting for? Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. Head to factormeals.com/camp50 and use code CAMP50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next box. That's code CAMP50 at factormeals.com/camp50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next box while your subscription is active. Grab your bug juice and bear spray, campers. It's time to pack it up and take a hike.
Welcome back to Take a Hike. This is the part of the show where we put on our hiking boots, we lace them up, and we tell something to take a hike. Well, we bitch a little, of course. I'm just changing it up. I'm feeling weird. I'm feeling creepy. So what am I bitching about this week? Something I didn't really think I was going to end up bitching about ever in my life because I like this food item so much. But I'm going to tell flipping pancakes to flip off and take a hike. I made you pancakes the other morning, and I don't know, I wasn't even hungover. I thought I was having a pretty good morning, and then I went to flip the pancakes. The bottom of it was burnt as hell. The top layer looked like a skincare advisory for the epidermis. And then I flip it over. It's like burnt, and then the other one flips on top of the other. There's raw batter where there's burnt batter. And then I can't get it even. And one side might look a little good, but the other side doesn't even look like a distant cousin or a sister or a relative. It looks like a different meal plan. And you ate it. And you know what? You didn't eat the whole thing. And that didn't go unnoticed. Yeah, so I'm telling flipping pancakes to take a hike. I can never get it right. I just can't get it down. It's not my jive.
Can I be honest?
Okay, honesty hour. Go ahead.
The pancakes were raw.
How were they burnt and raw? They were raw?
I was eating half of it and I was like, this tastes weird. And I looked in the middle of the pancakes and there was like wet batter in the pancakes. So next to the burnt bits. Babe, you can't make pancakes on a high flame.
I'm shocked and appalled because in the back of my head I was like, this can be my take hike, but at least you told me that it was good, and you did, and you told me to my face, and in this moment I understand that it was a white lie to make me feel better, and I love you and I appreciate you for that,
because you were like just pissing in the kitchen, being all pissy, and they're like, I hate this, but you offer, and I wasn't going to tell you like, oh, they're also raw, but I will say it on the pod that you served me raw burnt pancakes, but you didn't mean to. But also, like, pancakes can be fun, but you got to know how to do it.
We need Pam. I'm blaming the nonstick on
also,
this.
I think you were doing too many at once.
Three silver dollar pancakes is too much.
Babe, it's not too much, but for you, it clearly was.
I want to make them like how the cartoons make them look.
But the thing is, like, everything you're complaining about was on you.
No.
And I don't want to be fresh, but like, you poured too much on there. Your flame was too high. It should have been okay. Because let's be honest, it was just Bisquick.
Maybe a Bisquick is the problem.
They're kind of tried and true.
I used to make pancakes by scratch.
I love a scratch pancake.
So I used to make pancakes from scratch. It was a recipe that was on the back of a candle that I got at a craft fair. And I remember I took the label off when the candle was done. So it was like a maple pancake smelling thing. And for years in middle school, like that was my little recipe. It wasn't even on a recipe card. It was just filled with lint and dog hair.
You know what's so funny? The application page Reductress?
Yes.
Reductress had this really funny meme. It was like, woman steals recipe off Pinterest and passes it down as family recipe. And I'm like, that's kind of what it's like, though.
Yeah. Unless you like do your little tweaks and do what you need to do on your own. But I would literally do that. I'm like, my special pancakes. I'm like, no, this is whoever made this at the craft fair. This was hers. But I was like, oh, I make the best banana pancakes.
Yeah, but I really believe that if you've made a recipe, it's now your recipe. I don't think you have to change anything. I think if you made it and you told someone about it, that's your recipe. Why are you going to credit some bitch on Pinterest? Like, who gives a fuck about her?
Don't tell Toll House. They'll sue you. Toll House will come out with the lawsuit, as they should. I think they make quite a delicious chocolate chip cookie.
I do like a Toll House. I think my mom's are better, but that's just what I think.
So now that I'm done bitching, I think I'm just like over pancakes right now. And to be
Well,
over
you had a
pancakes,
frustrating experience.
I did, and I haven't honestly had a pancake in a very long time. So I didn't even eat them.
Well, it was raw anyways. I like a blueberry pancake.
I like a blueberry pancake. I like a chocolate chip pancake. I like a
Ugh.
plain pancake if it's done by anybody but me.
Yeah, maybe you just need to retire. You're really good at scrambled eggs, so you're gonna stick to the protein, and I'll stick to the desserts.
Okay, I think that's fair. That's beyond fair.
Mm-hmm.
That's beyond meat. So what are you telling to take a hike?
I saw an interesting Instagram post about the incoming of Halloween, which I love. I'm not afraid to ever talk about Halloween in the middle of summer. It's like two things can be fun at the same time. I can be at the beach and still thinking about skeletons.
I saw a girl on Instagram carve a watermelon like a jack-o'-lantern, and I said, that's creative. And I really enjoy that
too. I thought that was really fun.
Really enjoy that.
It would probably rot really fast, but
100%.
for the picture.
For a picture for a party, maybe?
Yeah. Bring it to the swim pool. Why not? So, but the Halloween isn't my take a hike.
Okay.
It was a really good friend of ours who we did a Disney trip with, who's Halloween obsessed. Rachel.
Our Rachel.
It's literally, that's our Rachel.
Wait, that's so funny because the watermelon post I was talking about
Was it our Rachel?
Our Rachel.
Because our Rachel is, we'll have to post a picture of her. We love her. She is the queen of Halloween on Instagram. She's a baddest bitch. One time we randomly were in Coney Island and doing rides with her, and it was so unplanned.
It was so unplanned. We just ran into her there.
Fun, though.
And it's so funny because we were talking about her. We're like friends with her, like mostly friends on the internet. We've hung out like a couple of times. We were in Disney with her, but I don't remember what we were saying. But you were like, Rachel, who? I said, our Rachel. And you knew it. So we've just been saying our. She doesn't even know.
It's just like a little bit for us.
Anyway.
Our Rachel. So she's a Halloween obsessed. And she did this like kind of like backyard Halloween moment where she had a projector and they were sitting on the grass outside and they were watching a Halloween movie in the backyard on a projector. And nothing against Rachel. This isn't about her at all. But my take a hike this week is projectors in lieu of a TV. I think a projector has a time and place. On an outdoor movie, projector, because it's cute, it's fun. I have already seen this movie before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really critical to this. I've already seen this movie. Projector is appropriate. I don't really care about the movie because I've already seen it. I'm making out. I'm eating popcorn. I'm having watermelon. I'm not really like locked in. We're at the drive-in, whatever. When I go to someone's house and they think they are better than me because they have a projector instead of a television, I scoff and I laugh because projectors are awful. Have you ever watched TV on a projector?
Yeah, something about the screens, like if you dart your eyes back and forth really fast. I've never said this out loud, but I remember in high school this being an issue. It makes my vision, like I can see the red, blue, and green like pixel things. If you like dart your eyes back and forth, it makes me dizzy, it makes me nauseous, it makes me sick.
You are truly a medical mystery.
And I always thought I was just like everyone else.
No, you're not. You're very special.
Hey, I'm 1 in a million, probably 1 in a billion.
I would say 1 in a 7 million.
I'm at least 1 in 100 for sure.
Yeah, Stream Daisies by
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry. No, I just think the quality is atrocious, and I also think like if I'm turning on a TV, babe,
Yeah,
I don't have to focus it.
Yeah, if for a projector to successfully work, it's got to be far enough away from the landing place. And for that to also work, it needs to be really dark. And if it's really dark, I'm okay with it in a movie theater. That's where they belong, seeing long legs. But if it's in somebody's house and like a lamp's on, la lampita.
Oh, who's that? Who's that on the screen? Is that Adam Driver or is that Melissa McCarthy? I genuinely can't tell. It's that blown out.
It's difficult. And somebody's always got to pull the focus. And then God forbid, if I sneeze, the whole thing shakes.
Can you put the volume up? Because there's a fan blasting.
Well, that you have to have an external cable for. If you're using the speakers that are coming from inside inside the projector. That's even worse.
You've never been to someone's house when they pulled out the projector to watch something?
I have, but it's been in a backyard. And we've been floating in the pool, so I've kind of had a really good experience with it.
And that's fine. I'm talking specifically in lieu of TV.
Right.
Because a good projector is like $1,000. You can get a good TV for like $100.
I will say, anytime we have a projector, it's usually with my friend Carly, who last episode I did the Bachelorette trip with. And she's always like, she knows how to do it, but it's like, you went to film school, like can you just like plug it in and like figure it out? And I'm like, no, I know how to edit videos, and I know how to like be an AD on set. I know how to screenwrite, but don't have me running things with the AV team. I can't do it.
Yeah, you're not tech.
No, I'm not tech.
You're creative.
I'm STEM.
Do you think the new counselor likes the top bunk or the bottom bunk? Over.
Either way, I'm giving them my boondoggle keychain. Over.
Welcome back to Camper Crush of the Week, you dirty little bitches. This is the part of the show where we share what we're loving, what we're snogging, what we're kissing. We're leaving negativity behind, and we're only highlighting the real winners of the week. And who's won my heart this week, and who's won Jonathan's heart this week. And I also want to say, like, it's really fun when we meet you guys in real life and you bring up the segments and you guys tell us your crushes of the week and your take a hikes. Like, someone was like, oh, Zachariah Show is my crush of the week. It was just like, I like love
cute.
Our lingo. So many people mentioning Scoop Marie.
Oh my God. And also, jokes we say in passing that people came up, like, a girl came up to me at your meet and greet and goes, Alexis Bledel, and just like walked away. I was like, oh my God, I love this community. Is so fun. Like, when people say, like, is somebody gonna match my freak? Y'all have consistently matched our freak. And like meeting people in the wild, it really just solidifies that. And it just makes me so jolly, so happy, so gassy.
Like, we were given a princess girl that we'll put up in the actual set.
Yeah.
We had someone dress up as Princess Girl.
Oh my God, somebody literally dressed like Princess Girl.
We had someone's shirt that said Minky and Minchie.
So funny. Hey, words have impacts.
Yeah, you guys really pay attention, so we really have to watch what we say on the show because you guys are listening all the way to the very end. So anyways, this is Camper Crush of the Week. Besides you guys being our Crush 100%. Of the Week every single minute of every single day. Jonathan, who is getting your snog of the week?
My Crush of the Week is going out to that sexy little Monopoly man because, and I'll tell you why, I'm obsessed, campers. So there's a card game. If you guys are looking for a new card game, and maybe you've already played this because I thought it was new, but it turns out it was just new to you. Gently used by a previous owner. From 2008, the game has been out. It's a card game. I'm looking for a new card game. I love Uno, but I can only play Uno so many times. It's a little too mindless, but I don't want to play Rummy when I'm like buzzed on a summer day. You would like Rummy. You just never give it enough of a chance to commit to it. I get you to play one round. I get you to play two, and then you're done. Rummy is really fun. So don't slander Rummy to bring your game up. Hold on. Because that's not fair. That's not fair. Because Rummy is a good game, and I feel like you're punching down instead of punching up. We're not talking about her right now. Exactly, you're punching down on her. We're leaving the hate in the last one because this is a game that's like perfect for me in the middle. Like even Yahtzee, I really enjoy playing Yahtzee with you. This is you're knocking my games. You're knocking my favorite games to bring your game up. You're not letting me finish. Okay. That's how you're receiving it. But what I'm saying is I really enjoy Yahtzee, but if I'm like in the mood to have a fun, silly game and I have more than 2 drinks in me, starting to count Yahtzee dice as someone dyslexic, you've never been Aquarius. You've never been dyslexic. It's très difficile. I'm bilingual and bisexual. So I have found the game that was introduced to me on the Bachelorette party. It's a card game. It's called Monopoly Deal. And I passed it 1,000,000 times and it really looks so uninteresting to me. But before you knock it, give it a little try because I know it's a hard sell. It was a hard sell to me when all the girls wanted to play and I was like, I don't want to play fucking Monopoly. I've played one board game of Monopoly successfully to completion. Really? One time. I've started 1,000,000 games. But I just could never get everyone had to like crowd around it. In my house, did you sit through, let me ask you this. When you would play Monopoly, was it everybody gather on the table and we're not leaving the table till it's done? I've only played Monopoly till when you get to the houses. And then I've always stopped. I don't even know how it ends. In a family torn, that's how it ends. Like everybody's mad at each other. We put it on the dining room table and then return to it like a day later. But by that time I'm over it. So this is why the card game kind of has the same sass. Yeah, it has the same sass, the same like strategy, but much simpler, and it's so much quicker. And that is what they advertise it as. They're like, play the game of Monopoly in 15 minutes. And you and I, we've played a game. You can do it with 2 people. I will say it's more fun with more people, but you can successfully do it with 2 people, and it doesn't feel like it's too quick of a game or too long of a game.
Yeah, I think it's really fun. It is a hard sell. The only reason why I played it with Jonathan was because he was really sad one night and he was like, will you play this with me? I didn't want to play, but I did it to be a good boyfriend. And then through that process, I realized that it is fun. But the problem you're having right now is we are home in Massachusetts with all my friends, and everywhere we go, in Jonathan's bag, he has it.
We went out to dinner last night.
And I'm like, Jonathan, don't embarrass me and bring out Monopoly Deal. He's like, they're going to love it. They're going to love it. I'm like, Jonathan, you're going to get your feelings hurt when no one wants to play the Monopoly card game you brought, because it does sound a little weird. And he keeps bringing it places. And I don't want you to get your feelings hurt when no one wants to play. My friends are coming over tonight for dinner.
Oh, it's already down there. It's already on the table.
Please don't bring it
up. I'm not going to bring it up. I'm going to wait till somebody brings it up, because I know Mia will look and she'll be like, I'll be like, oh my God, I meant to clean that up earlier. Yeah, oh my God, all the piles are, everybody already has 5 cards. What the hell?
Pre-shuffled so that we can play quickly.
Yeah.
If they decide.
I'm telling you, once everyone gets sucked in for one game, but last night we went out for Kira's birthday. I was like, I had it in my bag. I had my bag on the thing and I had it open. And it's bright green. So I was like, it's going to catch somebody's eye.
It's actually so Brat Summer, to be honest.
It's so Brat Summer. It's so fun, you guys. Give it a go.
I do think I will go on record and say it is fun. Yeah. You just got to someone has to bring the passion to the table, because if it's a hard sell.
A hard sell. It is. And it was a hard sell for me. And I knew that it was going to be a hard sell for you, and it's going to be a hard sell for the next one. But that's the game of Monopoly. You know, you just have to, you got to sell it. You got to buy it.
It really is a game of selling and buying.
Truly, the game starts when you're trying to convince someone else to play.
True. That's the start of Monopoly.
And also, Monopoly Go, I've been seeing all the ads for it, and I'm like, I'm not falling for that shit. Guess what? Downloaded it, and I'm addicted. I can't stop. I'm sure I'll be over it in a couple of weeks, but if you want to be my friend, I'll leave my friend link in the description below. Can't guarantee I'll be playing it for much longer, but also might be able to guarantee it. So add me on there. Anyway, that sexy little Did you ever think the Monopoly Man was a little sexy?
No, he looks like the guy. Is he related to Pringle Man?
I think so. I think they're sisters by choice.
Okay.
So anyway, that's my crush of the week. What are you crushing on, baby boy?
My crush of the week is when you're out at a restaurant and you order something that seems like a wild card, and then the server tells you not to order it.
Go on.
So specifically last night, I was at a local watering hole, and I won't mention it by name because I know things travel from the show. We think it's just a small little town hall meeting, and it ends up being global news. Yeah. So I got to keep it on the DL with that. But there was a woman who was our server, and I ordered something I typically wouldn't order, but the description of it was charming.
Yeah, I wanted you to get it. I was like, I wonder if you'll get that, because I want that, but I also want my own meal.
And I wish I could say it, but it was a play on words, and it was some sort of Chinese take on a shrimp dish. And I won't say the name of the dish because it's the name of the restaurant's in the name. Oh. So when I ordered it, and me and the server, I've had her before, we have great rapport. I love this girl. Me and her, we sync up. And I look at her and she nods and then starts shaking her head. She's like, yeah, don't get that. She goes, there's a lot of great, she's like, I love everything on this menu. There's only a few things I think aren't worth ordering. And one of these, it's nothing special. And then she apologized. And I said, no. That was chivalrous.
You appreciate that more than you know, because it's like she's not lying. She wants you to clearly enjoy your meal.
Exactly. And when I was a server, I would never say it if someone just ordered something like that, right? Me and her were girls, so she's gonna just help me out. But if someone were like, oh, which is better, I think it's always really appropriate to ask your server. If you're stuck between two things, ask them, because they will tell you which is better, and it's gonna always be better. So if someone was like, oh, this or that, I'd be like, get that, not that. Mm-hmm. I just thought that was a really nice gesture.
That is a really nice gesture.
And it was worthy of the cause, and it was worthy of my meal, and it was worthy of bringing up in the podcast that honesty is truly the best policy.
The way she said it too was really funny. You were like, can I get this? And she said, No, you can't. Because I think you're really gonna like something else better. And she didn't say it was she wasn't shitting on the place she worked at, but
No,
yeah.
she's like, everything here is so good. This thing is just not spectacular. The sauce is missing something, and they need to figure it out. And I'm not letting you go down with the ship.
Yeah, and she already knows our flavor profile.
She
knows what
does.
we've been ordering lately.
The fact that we got her earlier this week, and then we got her by happenstance,
Yeah.
by chance again. Now I'm asking for her every time. I actually like really bookmarked her name. I can like say it and I can spell backwards. That's how much I know it.
I spell backwards. I spelled it backwards right now in my head really fast.
Oh, I thought you were dyslexic in the last segment. That's interesting.
Well, with numbers on dice.
Anyways, that's my crush of the week. What song's been stuck in your head all week? Welcome to Camp Songs. Welcome back to the Camp Songs. I wish I had a guitar. I wish I could strum it and sing my camp song to you. Because it's that good this week. This is the part of the show where we share what songs were stuck in our head all week. As always, the playlist for all of our songs from this entire show of 98 episodes is linked in the episode description for free on Spotify and YouTube. Johnny Boy, my little Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
What songs you're stuck in your head all week?
So something drove us to listen to old Disney Channel stars music the other night.
No,
and by us,
you drove us.
yes, you drove us in the car. I drove.
You did
with the DJ
not
booth.
pick the song that I'm thinking you're picking.
So the first song that I'm not
Don't
picking,
pick that.
that
Can you
I'm
mention
not
it?
picking.
Can you mention it though?
Yes, it is from podcast rival. You shouldn't say that.
That's a podcast rifle.
Annalise Vanderpool. You may know her from That's So Raven, but her song Over It that you hadn't heard of that I was absolutely obsessed with. Guys, this is not the camp song. Just bear with me for a second. It was in the movie Stuck in the Suburbs. And you've been singing it wrong all morning, and it's even funnier when you sing it wrong.
Can I sing it?
Yeah.
Get in the car, get a nice coffee, drive to the gas stops, and I'm gonna walk.
And I can't see this place anymore. Give it a rest. Take a day off.
He's like, isn't this so good? Because he said that he saw a tweet that said this song went platinum in my house. I'm like, this song can get off at any point.
No, 100%, but we're singing it. We're making it our own. But that's not my camp song. My camp song was by a fellow Disney Channel alum. And we're going to have to separate the art from the artist because this is...
Whose problem with her?
You have a problem with her.
Who?
Vanessa Hudgens. So my song is Say Okay by Vanessa Hudgens. And
I don't have a problem with Vanessa Hudgens, and I'm not getting into that. And the fact that you would bring that up on the show,
it's already bleeped
that's
out.
an industry secret.
It's already bleeped out.
It doesn't matter because they're doing her song, so you can bleep out her name when the song comes on. I don't have a problem with her.
No,
I met her
doesn't.
one time. I thought it was a little cold, and I'll go on record and say I thought she was a little cold. And if she ever wants to reach out, which she never will, that's fine.
Okay, yeah, there's no beef. It's all vegetarian here.
I think she was stoned, to be honest, when I met her.
And that's so fair.
Yeah, I don't think she remembers me because she didn't give me the time of day.
Oop.
Same segment though. Oop.
Okay. Anyway, my song is Say Okay by Vanessa Hudgens. And when that song plays, oh my God, still to this very day. So it came out in the very beginning of 2007. I remember exactly where I was. I remember exactly what I was wearing. It was after the premiere of Corey in the House. Not a great show, but
I liked it. Don't say that.
I feel like I was too old for it at that point. I was like, okay, let's.
Yeah, you
keep
were,
the
baby,
train
you were too
moving.
old for it. So
Yeah.
you were 16. You
Anyway,
time switched to
I was not
MTV.
16. I was 14.
Too
2007 was the year of the rat. No, when this song came out, I was 13 or 12.
Take a day off.
So the song,
I'm relaxing.
say all right, we say okay.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Will you try to make me feel better? Okay, music video slaps. Her hair, I don't remember it being that flat, but it was the era where it was like, if you can use your straightener, you're wet to straight, which were the worst kinds of straighteners. I use them often. Absolutely fries your hair. And you just get it as pin straight as possible, not a single flyaway. I want to be able to like see your skull through your hair, you know? So she had very flat hair in that. And this is when she was dating Zac Efron. He's in the music video. And the cover of this album that it came off of, it's called V.
Mm-hmm.
And it is coastal counselor era. Like she's on a beach, but in a white knit sweater.
It's not coastal counselor era because coastal counselor era is East Coast energy, and that was more Malibu.
No, well, so was what's her name in Failure to Launch?
Don't bring up Diane Keaton right now.
But that wasn't this coast.
I don't believe that. That was the Hamptons.
Well, either way, the picture of it, she could really be anywhere because it's not specific. I'm not talking about the music video. I'm talking about the cover of her art is very coastal.
I like this song. I like Vanessa Hudgens. I don't think she has a good voice. I think she's got a great team behind her. Does it matter? The stream is still a stream.
And that's my song of the week.
Well, my song of the week is an actual artist named Casey Musgrave. Are we going to put them on the same playing field?
No.
Because guess who actually is respectful and nice to me?
Oh.
Casey Musgraves, friend of the pod, friend of myself. No, I love her so much. So as you guys know, she's an album called Deeper Well, and she's released 7 new songs today as this episode is being recorded. And it's called, she's like made the album, like the extended cut it's called Deeper Into the Well.
She's going even deeper.
I'm literally posting videos on Instagram of me doing the mom video in the backyard and the cardinal, and she's like commenting like
within like the first hour.
This is my girl.
No, yeah.
But she has a new song and it's called Flower Child on this new extended release of Deeper Into the Well. And I can't say a lot about it because it just came out like 5 hours ago. But what I can say about it is I was in the Dunkin' drive-thru this morning getting my coffee and this came on and it went, you know, you listen to a new song and you go, ooh, and you go, ooh, because it's that good. Mm-hmm. It feels very August. Because you know, like June is like you need sugar, you need sweet, you need espresso, right? And then July comes and you're like, oh my god, now I'm Harley's in Hawaii, now I'm like vibey. And then August comes and it almost feels a little bit more groovy. August is groovy.
August is groovy. It's hot out. We're still hype. We're still partying by our Swimply pool, rented $35 an hour.
Yeah, but we're more like just in it.
Yeah, we're in it. We're like, we're staying hydrated with our Liquid IV, sponsor of the day. And we're just kind of like vibing with it, you know?
I agree. And this song is just very vibey and fun. And it almost feels like Deeper Well was the morning time, like 9:30 to 11, and then with Deeper Into the Well, we're reaching the afternoon of the day.
Oh, I love that. That's such a fun way to look at it.
Yeah, it really does. And then after that, you go to golden hour. So she's
stop it.
No, she'll give you.
I just woke the cat. Buffy, perk up. You literally have done nothing but take up space.
That was really fresh, and I don't want you to end the show on a negative note. Can you say something nice about Buffy before we end the show?
Buffy, I love you. Oh wait. She just wagged her tail in affirmation.
Yeah, she said, I know we're beefing, but at the end of the day, you clean up my shit. So,
and I almost got attacked by a raccoon, but also that raccoon wouldn't have been saved if it wasn't for her poops. Think about it. We wouldn't have been I haven't taken the trash out yet because we're not trashing a lot. So it would still be out there had Buffy not taken a massive dumperella.
The way we can make a mountain out of a molehill on this podcast should truly be studied by the scientists at Harvard and MIT. Shout out Massachusetts. Shout out to the incredible campers. Shout out to anyone who listens to the show. We love you so much. I think that's all we have for today. Patreon is popping its busy this summer with incredible vlogs still to come. We're going to be back in New York next week, but I think we're heading back to our Coastal Grandmother Era Chapter 2. We're going deeper into the well.
We're going deeper into the well.
We'll talk about that more next week. Anyways, we love you. Anything else you want to say before we end the show today?
No.
Use code counselors on Swimply.
No, don't. It's not a sponsor.
I'm just joking.
We do not associate and will not associate. Swim away.
If the check clears. And with that being said, lights out, campers.